Okay, so I keep obsessing with every detail of this video, and the longer I keep doing that, the longer I'm going to put this off. Like, I already wanted to do this video yesterday, and this may even end up coming out on Thursday now, depending on how late, how long this actually takes to get me to film this. But I'm really hoping that you can just hear my voice, I look good, and, if I don't end up looking good, this is being done on my phone right now. I have a camera, I'm getting to the camera. Like I said, I keep obsessing over more and more details. I'm just doing it on my phone. We're gonna see how it goes. But for today's topic, when I was moving into this place, I was like, I'm going to do more D&D stuff. I really wanted to do D&D already, but I knew with this space I would be able to do more D&D stuff, plus my roommate has a bunch of friends that like D&D. I also want to get her into D&D. But I've also wanted to expand my D&D knowledge. But anyways, I found my first D&D character. I loved this character when I was making it. My friend was running a campaign, or at least he was going to try and run a campaign, and he gave every person, told them that they get to pick one thing that is basically like your magic item or magic tool or something like that. And so my thing basically gave me an ability, or at least an ability that I was talking with him about, where if any of my characters died at any point, I could just come back as another character because of the item. You'll find out that my character would share with all these other ones, or at least this character would share with all the other ones, because they're all part of one organization. But his campaign I was really excited for, so I made this character. Essentially, this character is a mixture between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. His name is Brew. I basically never got down to whether or not this was a man or if they were non-binary. I kept going back and forth because this is a tiefling, and I really like tieflings, partially because a lot of them look really androgynous, or you can, of course, make them look androgynous. I've always liked androgyny. But Brew is a part of a group called The Woven, and essentially he made a network, or the Guild Artisan, which is supposed to be this character, Brew. Of course, I'm sending, the leader out first, and, he could potentially die. Or I could swap them out and be like, hey, I ended up having to send my lackey, and that would allow me another campaign to essentially put with another character. But that was a lot of talking I never got to with the DM about stuff, because we never ended up getting to play with this character. But I never really cared, because I was like, I'm going to end up using this character for something else, and I do plan to use this character for something else. I'm building a campaign with a bunch of different leaders that get all brought into a group, and they have to potentially either save their own group. You'll see. I'm planning another video where we're going to make a campaign together, so this may actually be one of the characters that I use in it. But the Woven is the Guild Artisans Guild that he builds in the beginning. Basically, they are a group that is connected everywhere, and they all wear this veil. Most, if not all of them, are tieflings, or are characters that humans would either be common. That I'm finding when I'm reading a lot of D&D lore is that a lot of races are really racist towards each other, because they all don't like each other for some form or fashion. Like, someone's family was destroyed by this race of this person, or vice versa. And I kind of was like, well, I have a perfect way to kind of get around that, and my character, well, and his group can easily infiltrate areas and also help people by this thing he creates called the Veil. And basically, this veil is made out of a bunch of different spider webs because, as I will tell you, Brew, when he was growing up, was kind of an outcasty type kid. So he found a portal that allowed him to go to, the best way to put it is a spider realm, and they basically taught him how to do magic based off of how spiders do magic, and he learned how to do magic based on how spiders work. Plus, he also had his own training at home, but he mixed those two together to create this veil that would not only hide his horns and his tiefling figure that would make him look human, it would also allow all these other people to hide their visage and look human. But I actually found this because I was just randomly scrolling one D&D site, or maybe even my buddy told me about it, because I really have an interest in spiders and Spider-Man and stuff like that. So he told me about, well, either he did or I found it. Either way, I found this character sheet for Web or Arachne as a path for sorcery, and this character is a sorcerer. So I combined those two together, and I basically made this character. And not gonna lie, this character is so funny to think about. He is a Hell lineage from the Legacy of Dis, and I believe that gives him, thaumaturgy for free. And I just had so many fun ideas to think about, and this character is essentially working, well, when we were doing the campaign, was working a double angle where he was trying to take down the guy we were helping, but also was trying to help, the group stay alive and stuff like that, which helped with all the different people that were going to be in this group. It would allow my character and his group to be able to get one up on the villain, and potentially we could have won a little bit earlier with all the ideas I had swimming around, but alas, we didn't get there. So basically, his mentor was a character I called the Great Weaver. It basically was a giant spider, and they all ran this. Well, he later ran the guild. The spiders help, of course, because the spiders weave portals, like funnel spiders. They weave portals that allows them to get around everywhere. But they operate a shadow guild. That's one of the other things that helps with the veil, is you get to pretend like it's, pretend everyone all thinks they look human, so it allows them to infiltrate better. He actually, one of the other things I forgot to say, was getting to, he used to have wings, and from being with the spiders, because this was actually cool that I found out that I added later, tieflings can have wings, but most people either don't know that or already don't give them wings. But his fell off because he was with the spiders so much. They just decayed off of him. And I thought that was pretty interesting because, he basically felt like he naturally should have been on the ground and jumping around and climbing than flying around. And one of the other interesting things that I can kind of end on, because it's only really talking about his spells afterwards, and those aren't that cool. I basically had it where his biological mother, well, I shouldn't say biological mother, his biological mother is an asexual blue tiefling cleric. So she chose a life of celibacy and wanted to just honor her faith and not really pursue having a family or anything like that. And she's blue because my character is blue. She's from Dis. She offered to be a surrogate for one of her friends who couldn't have children. Her friend's husband, I should say, is his bio dad. He is a human paladin, and ironically, her friend and her look borderline identical. So that's part of the reason this worked out so well. So the kid, when he was growing up, would be interacting with her and not even know that she was not her bio mom. He would naturally just grow up thinking otherwise. But somehow he always knew he was still adopted, so that's how he developed this rambunctious side to go and find the portals. Essentially, he had his magic, and he just went searching around for shit. And he found the spiders, or the spiders found him, because he was all lost in the woods. And they taught him how to use his magic more, and also taught him more of their own spells. And yeah, I am really excited for whenever we work on this campaign, because I'm probably going to use this character. There's a lot more I want to either change or add. Like, one of the things I already noticed is I made this character chaotic neutral, and the more I thought about this character, it's more like he's neutral. Well, the group is more neutral good. They try to do more good things, but don't really want to interact if a whole bunch of bad shit is happening. Like, they will of course protect things, but the reason they don't stop things is because the organization is so heavily embedded to things that people could potentially catch on to, like, the veils and stuff like that, and they could potentially become exposed. But we will see when the campaign that we create together, or I create, we will see what that pans out to. I may do an update either in the community tab or whatever if I end up doing the campaign and how well it goes. But I hope you stay around, and I know that I've rambled a bunch in this video, but I kind of needed to just say a whole bunch. I probably talked really fast a lot, but I will get used to it, and hopefully my videos get better the more I do this. Thanks guys, next video will be coming hopefully tomorrow.